The other one is headed for a quantum leap, we bring you Kute Blackson.
Good evening, quantum leapers. Good evening, quantum leapers. Good evening, quantum leapers. I want everyone to stand up for a moment, and I want you to give each other a round of applause. Give each other some love tonight. Turn to the person next to you, give the other person some love tonight. If you thought you were just going to come here, sit down, and just take notes, you're in the wrong place. We're here. Everyone can be seated. We're here not to just have a regular leap, but a quantum leap. A what sort of leap? A quantum leap. First and foremost, I just want to say I'm so excited and so honored to be here. And as I look out into your eyes, I feel so much energy. I feel so much light. Can you feel it? There is such a pulsation here. There is a vibration here. There is an energy here that I feel that by us gathering together in this energy, in this field, we are literally creating a shift on the planet by being here. We are literally creating a Christ consciousness field, a Buddha field, an Atman presence that I feel will literally ripple out and not only just affect us here, but will ripple out and literally affect all of LA, but not just all of LA, but Tibet, but Darfur, but Africa, and wherever it needs to go, because we're all interconnected. And just like, a butterfly flapping its wings on one side of the world affects the other side of the world, we're not flapping our wings here, but we are flapping our spirits. And I feel we will have a profound impact by us just simply gathering here. And one of my dreams and intentions for you all by being here this weekend is that there is some reason you're here. And my intention and my dream and my vision for you being here is that perhaps the ultimate unfolding of the deep reason that you're here is fulfilled in this space. Who's ready for a quantum leap? Then we're in the right place. We are definitely in the right place. I feel as though we're going through such intense times right now. Has anyone realized? Where so much is going on. You turn on the news, you look at the newspapers, there is so much happening. Intense times, challenging times, profound times, powerful times, interesting times. Some call it a crisis. In Chinese, the word crisis also can mean opportunity. The opportunity for something more to be birthed, the opportunity for more of who we are to be revealed, to be revelated. That's why I feel that right now in these times we literally are in perhaps the greatest spiritual revolution that the world has ever seen. We've done the industrial revolution, we've done the technological revolution, we've done the internet revolution, and I say it's time, and it's happening in the midst of us. It's as though each and every one of us have won the cosmic lottery ticket to be on the planet at this time, to not just witness what's happening, but to be co-creators, to be co-participants in the unfolding of a new era. Are you with me? Yes. And it's like all of those physical things, those structures that we may have been holding on to, those structures that we may have for a moment identified as this is who I am. My car, my house, my job, my title. We all have some of those things, right? Those structures that we may have been holding on to that prevent us from the full realization of our divinity, that prevent us from the full realization of living our being and realizing what we truly are, not just theoretically, but as beingness. As those structures dissolve, as those structures crumble, as those structures fall apart, so to speak, in the financial markets and the real estate markets, as these structures dissolve in this evolutionary process of the universe waking us up, it's like the cosmic alarm clock is ringing. And it's ringing loud, and it's ringing louder. And at some points in humanity, we have pushed the snooze button, and gone to sleep. But it's almost as though Spirit has thrown the snooze button away and said, it's time for us to wake up for real. It's time for us to wake up for real and realize the true divinity of who we are. As a species, we are evolving in this crisis. As a species, we are like we're a Homo sapien, so to speak. But for some reason in the mainstream, we seem to think we've evolved this maybe as far as we can evolve as a Homo sapien species. But I feel in this time there is a new species that is seeking to be born within our very hearts. And it is happening. It is happening right now inside. That second coming of the Christ, the reawakening of the Buddha is happening inside of the hearts of each and every one of us. Years back in the beginning of time when the whole cosmos exploded out of the mouth of God and the heart of God 14 billion years ago. We started off as the Homo habilis, then we evolved. into the Homo erectus, then we evolved into the Homo Neanderthal, now we've evolved into Homo sapien, but I feel right now we're being cracked open for the new human to be birthed within us, where the Berlin Wall may have fell, but those walls of separation between our true divinity are also falling right now. And we are being called, we are being invited, we are being challenged, we are being stretched to remember who and what it is that we are as a living reality. This is the quantum leap that's happening, a new species, a new humanity, a new possibility for us being alive. And that possibility of what we essentially are is love. Love consciousness, call it whatever you want. Love, freedom, love consciousness. That what's important when all these things fall apart is that love. You know, if you look at the great religions, this is why I felt inspired to create a simple video. Because if you look at the great religions, they may not agree on karma and afterlife and what happens when you die and this and that, but all of them agree on one thing. It is the living reality. When you strip it down to the core, that one thing is essential, and that's the L word. And we are being called to love more boldly. And I say, once we're done with this weekend, I have a very simple message for you today. Nothing, over philosophical. It's an age-old message, but once we're done with this quantum leap weekend, once we're done listening to these amazing speakers, once we're done reading the books, going to Rishikesh, going to the Himalayas, getting certified in yoga, drinking, green drinks, once we're done reading the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, once we're done meditating, 24 hours a day, once we're done with all of those things, they're all great. But my simple question to you today is, are you loving or are you not? Are you loving fully or are you not? Fully. Because just like Einstein said, we're only living up to maybe 5% of our capacity. I feel like the capacity that we have to love is so much more than we are offering. It's so much more, and we live in a culture where we worship superheroes that fly and jump and leap. We pay $200 million, nothing wrong with it, to an athlete that can dunk or take a pigskin across a line. And we worship these. But I feel like we must be the pioneers, we must be the revolutionaries on the vanguard of creating this new era of loving, where if we were that committed to loving, the simplicity of loving as a daily reality, we would change the world. Years ago,
For another one of 24 quantum leap, we bring you Kute Blackson.